Yes, welcome back to another episode of Lancescurv. I just woke up. I just woke up. Well, not just woke up. I woke up a little while ago, and my biorhythms, my sleep patterns, are back to normal. Which this wasn't normal for me. It used to be where I would stay up till 8, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, sometimes noon, and can't sleep. It used to be where I would be on the computer all day long. Now I do what I do and it flows. And by the time it's like 8 o'clock at night or so, I'm knocked out. Usually I get up like 3 and 4. Like I told you on Lancescurv.com on the articles that you're missing. If you're missing these articles, y'all, I've been really getting down with the writing, but you got to go there. Don't be finger lazy. Listen, I haven't been doing regular lives because I have been busting my tail out here in a very pleasurable way. It's like I never thought my life would be like this. And I want to thank my crew, my team, and my inner circle for helping me with this. You know who you are. Anyway, someone asked me, a dear sister, very close to me, I'm not going to say someone, but I'm going to put a person's name out. And it was showing me clips live, like little videos and stuff, because we communicate every day. I can't go 3 hours without speaking to her. Get your mind out the gutter, she's my sister, right? But this is the bottom line. She's showing me clips of America, the United States, I'll say America. And in those clips, it's a highly populated area, hot area. You all know it. No, it's not New York City. It's on the West Coast. Okay? And all I'll say is that they're kind of known for making movies. All right? And here's the thing. And I welcome everybody in. Renee Green, Gifty Sine, Gang Stalking Simulation. Thank you for being here. I'm not gonna acknowledge the chat room. I just want to zone out and kind of flow. And I'm just gonna make my adjustment of the sound. I want to be overpowered here. I just want to zone out and just, the time when you wake up in the morning and your mind is still open, you're still in dreamland, but you're seeing reality in front of you. Well, that's what's happening with me right now. And out here in the jungle, and I mean jungle in a beautiful way. It's like a rainforest. I don't mean jungle in a bad way, because jungle has that negative connotation to it. Oh, you peoples come through. You lived in the jungle. That's where you come from. We had to civilize you. Yeah, let me know if that's just right. But yeah, she asked me after showing me the nightlife there, because right now, of course, it's in full force. It's a 7-hour difference, so it should be 12:20 there. 12:20, yeah, it should be 12:20. So things are popping. And over in that side of town, that side of the world, that side of the United States, there are similarities to New York City. They're nowhere near the same as far as their flavor, the mentality. But any major city has certain, United States in America has a certain flavor to it, a base flavor. And then just like you have, thank you so much, just like you have iced tea, you have lemonade, you have raspberry lemonade, it all has the sugar in it. See? So in seeing that, it was very interesting to see the similarities from what I know growing up in New York City. And to see that place. Of course, I told you what it was already, where they make movies, Hollywood, yes, okay. Lots of people live out there. And I want to thank you all for sharing with me the visuals from different parts of America, because I do fancy it. Listen, let me tell you something. I love America, not the system. I don't miss the system. I don't miss the cold weather up north either. And what I miss, my people. My people who I vibe with heart to heart, seeing them, vibing with them, looking them in the eye, having that kind of relationship where they call me and say, hey, I'm bored, can I come over? Sure, come on over. Don't even have to ask, just knock the door. If I'm sleeping, go in the kitchen, make yourself something, go watch something in the living room. Those intimacies that we used to have. And I'm getting that out here now, but I'm a little careful, you know? It's a whole new place because, I hate to say it, but one of the drawbacks here, coming here as an American, may be that many people think you have a lot of money. And hey, I claim that. I may not be there yet, but you know what? I feel like I have a lot of money, but it's not about money. It's something rich here. I want to make the comparison. Let me go on in a little more detail, right? This is not about me saying or pushing my nose up in the air and saying, yes, I made it. I made it to the motherland and the ancestors called me. And look, I'm not knocking you if you say that. But you know what? In America, especially, let's use New York City as a comparison to wherever you are in the United States. It's expensive living there. Rents and mortgages are increasing. Crime is increasing. The sense of stress is increasing. The focal point now is not anymore to say on the weekend or even during the week, you call a buddy and say, hey, let's go to the restaurant, it's on me. And you take your time and you eat. And you're not worried about getting up super early because you got 2 jobs. And you're only home to visit home. The richness of life has been snatched. But you hold on like that person who spends all their time in life as opposed to cultivating the talents and abilities that they have. They play the lotto once a week, the lottery ticket. And what do they mumble? Well, one day I'm gonna hit that lottery and we're gonna finally go on that cruise. We're gonna finally go on and get that nice house and have it custom built and we're gonna have it good. And the person that told you that, you're at their funeral right now. Now, I'm not scared of transition. I call it transition because it's not the end, but so many people call it death. It's not death. How can you call it death when you claim to believe or know in? See, I don't believe in a God. I know in a God. God, the creator, whatever you want to call him. Oh, Lawrence, you're getting religious. No, I'm not. I'm running far away from religion. But there are certain things in religion and biblical that are true. We can't get away from that. We know the Bible's mixed like a DJ who's scratching turntables and scratching records on a turntable. Look, we know that. But just like on an overcast day, every now and then the truth will shine through. And that's what I hold on to. And just like all of the animals that I see out here, which I'm an animal too, right? I'm supposed to be the highest level. I can walk on 2 feet. It's a heck of a balance. You know, the animals are looking like, how do you do that? But because of that, I'm supposed to be able to see more than them. But even the so-called animals who are supposed to be lower forms than us, they have a way of communicating. I'm going to go off the point and come back on the point. Every now and then, when I step out into my yard, I will see ants walking in formation. I mean, rows of 5 and the perfect width. You don't see one ant or one row go off to the side. 5 rows of ants walking tight within the space of an inch. These are big ants now. And if you follow where they're going or where they're coming from, you can never see the beginning and never see the end. And I'm saying this to set up a point. They communicate, obviously, with each other. They have a sense of unity, obviously, with each other. They have a common goal, obviously, with each other. You don't want to say it. What in the hell happened to us? What in the hell happened to us as Black people? What in the hell happened to us as human beings? You ever had little things going on in New York City way back in the day. We had the gas gouging, we had the wars that were going on, we had the heroin addicts that were on 119th Street in Harlem shooting up. They're all over the city, but they were really out there. Thank the Creator for a father that took me around to see reality. This is why reality doesn't hurt right now. See, just like when a father, and I'll say the son, because most of the time it's the son who's wearing pants back in the day growing up. I don't wear dresses. I'm not a cross-dresser, and I'm not a hopeful transgender. I'm not into that. I love my testosterone, even though it's diminishing a little bit at 61 years old. But you know what? When the father took the son shopping to get those pants, it could be the mother too, you had a little bit of extra. The pants were a little too long, and you say, Daddy, Mommy, why is this thing so long? Well, you need a little room to grow. You see, you're going to be growing really fast right now. The next year, so instead of buying pants every year, we'll do it if we need it. We're going to buy it with 2 inches length, because you're going to get tall real fast. And so by my father taking me around in New York City, when New York City was New York City, it helped me to have extra room mentally, spiritually, and physically to grow because of what I had yet to see, which wouldn't be too much off of what he showed me because I saw it all back then. So this is why I am the way I am. But now that I know that, do I want to go back to that? Because it's quite different. And let's make another analogy, another comparison. And again, those who are just coming in, the title of this presentation, an expression which is not scripted, is someone just asked me if I miss America. And the answer is no. But I just told you reasons why I loved it. But see, you can have a favorite cousin, you can have a stepbrother, you can have a neighbor that you miss, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to see them. Because when you get around them after 5 minutes, you realize why you don't miss them, or you do miss them, but you don't want to be around them. I miss America, but I don't want to be around it. Maybe I wouldn't have had the blessing of being in the motherland if I didn't realize that I don't want to be around America, right? And it's the people that I miss. Listen, you know the stories. Most of them are on the old channel. And the old channel's gone right now, but the spirit of it is inside of me. And I told you how I used to pound the pavement, explore, find myself up in places just because I was nosy and curious. On top of what my father showed me as a younger man, I went to college with this bad boy. See, he was the high school. I took myself to college. And like I always say, there's not too much that I haven't seen with my own eyes. I'm not going to say I'm all over the world and I'm omnipotent. Only God is that way. But every human situation and interaction, yes. You can go as far as you want to think. I have seen it with my own 2 eyes. So what more is there? You love your college, those of you who have gone to college and university. You love your high school with the high school memories and all of that good stuff. But do you go back there every day? Do you really miss it? I'm quite sure things are better for you now. Even if it's not better for you now financially, you have grown out of those pair of pants. The 2 inches that were added on when your father bought you those pair of pants, or maybe it was a outfit that your mother bought you as a daughter. I'm not sure, but I know as a man growing up, you're about to hit adolescence, you better buy or get some extra fabric on those pants. Hem that bad boy up on the inside. So I really don't miss it. I miss it and I don't miss it. Is that a contradiction? But there's nothing there to miss anymore. For me, you see, it's like a hand-me-down. I got a chance to experience America as a newly purchased sweater. I got all the good parts for me. Now, that sweater may be a little tattered, a little worn, a little stretched. But guess what? I'm handing it down. You can have it. I don't want it no more. Joe Neckbone in the house. Welcome, welcome. Yes, yes. Oh, I miss you too, brother. Yes, yes. I know. And my heart goes out. Kofi, welcome on in. I had my face away from the chat room. I had to hit some other buttons over here. And I'm going to show you some stuff later on to make one after the show. But again, it's like America is like that woman that you were with. And for the ladies, you have to switch over to a man if you're into men. Reese, welcome on in. Yes, Gifty. I miss you too. I'm not saying I'll never come back, but this is too good. Look, let's get adult here without getting lewd. I don't want to get banned anymore, right? I'm talking to the fellas and maybe the women, right? Depends what position you're in. But this thing is feeling so good that I don't even realize I'm getting knee burns. Read between the lines. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Come on, baby. Hey, see, when you are thinking survival, you cannot go after your dreams if it's always about survival. I've said this before in the past. If you're always concerned about the next bill, the next meal, how you're going to make it, or even whether you're going to get a rest. I mean, when you're doing something that you don't fancy too much. Yes, we have to work. We have to earn. I like to earn. I don't want to work. I'm going to straight up tell you, I don't want to work no more. Don't want to be an employee no more. That's not some old brag stuff because I'm retired or whatever have you, because I'm still trying to get that money. Although I know what the money is all about in the engineered system. And I still have a foot in the engineered system. I am not completely free. Don't get me wrong. But where I had 5 Rottweilers on every limb biting me, I got a poodle biting my toe. So it's not as bad as it used to be. And now after that, I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I'm looking at this place that I cherished so much. Like, oh my God, I wish I found this earlier. But I had to get to the point of wanting to leave that place. You have your favorite food you haven't had in a long time. You see an all-you-can-eat restaurant where you can go in and eat all you want. And you eat it down until you get sick. Like, I'm not coming back here no more for a long time. And the thought of it, you have a buddy next week, come on, let's go over there where we can get all the buffalo wings all you can eat. Like, oh man, I'm still burping buffalo wings. I can't, listen, my house smells like it. Listen, there's not enough air freshener in the world. But anyway, don't want to give anybody any visuals. But it's like that hot chick, that woman that you're with. And she looks drop dead gorgeous. And yes, you as a man, you have the testosterone, you're in shape, you're at the height of your physical prowess, and you're walking arm in arm with this heck of a catch. And you know the brothers are looking at her when you pass by. You don't even have to turn around. You can't even get mad. She's on your arm. She's loving you down. She is the bomb. People say, man, I can't find a woman like that. How did you do it? And she's a trophy. Anywhere you go, you don't have to worry about how she's going to dress. You take her with you, and she represents you well, and you represent her well. Understood. We're talking some young stuff right now, right? When you're young and in love, and in lust also, because even those calisthenics are good behind closed doors in the bedroom. They'll keep it decent. Mommy, what do you mean by calisthenics in the bedroom? Let the hormones hit you. You'll find out. You'll figure it out. And everything seems so good. But somehow, some way, things ran their course and people grow in different directions and broke up. And it was maybe devastating at the moment, but really it wasn't, because you know deep down in your soul, there's something else. You are outgrowing this. What was valuable to you then is not valuable to you anymore. You don't see the sense of it. You don't want to eat no more buffalo wings because you had so much of it last week. Bruh, I'll go to the restaurant with you but it's got to be a different restaurant. If not, if you have to go have it, I'll pass. And you think about it, and you become more mature. I don't want to say older, because maturity, we got a lot of middle-aged and older fools out here who are not mature. We have some people who are teenagers who have this great sense of maturity because of the things they've gone through. So I will not allocate maturity to a certain chronological age, because maybe there's small parts of me that's still immature at 61 years old. We're always evolving. We always have these little hot spots, these little open wounds of our soul that sometimes it can be tiny, and somebody touches it. What's wrong with him? You touch one of those open wounds. So maturity, working on ourselves, knowing ourselves, making ourselves better, sharpening our blade to cut through the adversities of life seamlessly, just effortlessly. If you see that guy on the surfing, on the surfboard, you say, man, look how he just rides the waves like that. Do you know how many times he had to fall off and learn? He had a desire to keep going. So now you meet another woman as a man, right? Yes, Gifty, they are wise young people, exactly. Yeah. But the thing is, you meet this other woman. I'm a man speaking as a woman, and you're a woman speaking as a man. Anything else, say, you're on your own. But this woman doesn't look like the one you were with that was the trophy. Is she ugly? No. Is she plain? Maybe. Maybe she doesn't have the backside that other woman had, the well-rounded derriere, separated in every way. I'm going to do a show about butts one day. Because this lady asked me, what is it about butts that men like so much? What is it about? Well, black men especially, because you know white men, some of them like that, but they're more up top. I'm going to break it down in a way that women can understand. It'll be entertaining, and you'll understand, because only a man can say why. But she may not have that endowment. Well, she's sexy now. She's sexy. The new woman, she's sexy. When she peels off her when she disrobes, she's got it going on. But it's undetectable to the world, and maybe not as in abundance as this super fantasy of this tiny waistline and the hips and the shapely thighs and the anti-gravity boobies, whatever. And, that's kind of unfair. We got to talk about that in another show. These standards that are not realistic. If you have it, fine, but don't beat yourself down while the juices of youth flow through you, whether you're young or older. Because if you did it before, you can do it again. But she doesn't look like that. Sexually, everything is the bomb. She may not be as freaky as the one before, but then there's other things about her that the original woman didn't have. She's passionate. She's into you. She snuggles you. She's truly concerned about who you are as a person and how you're feeling. You don't have to compete with the mirror for her attention while she applies makeup. She doesn't really wear much makeup, but maybe she'll put on some lip gloss and do something with her eyes or something, and just because she's healthy. Her mind is not there. You find out that you're deriving even more satisfaction from this relationship, where the world before you, your old buddies, man, that one you had, you lost a good thing. Well, you're only thinking on a superficial level. You're not getting into the heart and soul of it. Why am I talking about women in a show where it says, someone just asked me if I miss America? Because see, America to me was that hot chick. America to me was stimulating in worldly ways. America lost its luster for me for a very long time. I don't hate America. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate the place. Because see, a lot of people come to other countries because, and let me say this correctly, because they couldn't make it where they were. Now, that's not me. I could have stayed and worked and worked and worked and worked and worked and visited home and get a car that I don't have a chance to travel anywhere in because it's in the job parking lot. And all it does is take me home and take me there and take me shopping down the same streets that I drive by. No, I wanted to be free. I began to not know who I am at that junction point in life, and it scared me. Am I a zombie? Am I a bot in this engineered world to help push someone else's dreams? They call back to the company, they call back to the job while I'm slaving on it after the supervisor asked me to stay another 8 hours. And excuse me for being so lewd, this dude who called back, who owns the company, is in the Caribbean getting a blowjob from a female on a yacht asking how much money he's making or he's getting. He doesn't say my money, he's not pimping, but he's a pimp. But he put himself in a position so I can't get angry at that. He's kicked back, toes spreading, eating a piece of watermelon, and there's another female there doing something else. Sorry to be so lewd, but I have to paint it that way because that's the way it seems to me as a man. When do I get mine? When do I get a chance to go out on the yacht? End it right there. When do I have a chance to feel bliss and to feel free? Do I have to be rich? Do I have to be wealthy? No, you don't. And the first time I came to Ghana in 2019, from April 25th to May 13th, those 3 weeks changed I was already changed. I was considering elsewhere, considering Jamaica. Nah. Had my reasons. Too many people knew me down there and I was a target. There are people that, oh man, I know you're on social media. Oh, he's rich, let's go get him. But when I came here, it hit me. And maybe if I went to Kenya first, it would have hit me the same way. Maybe Gambia, maybe South. I don't know. But I do know my lineage is through here, right? 93% of all Jamaicans, black Jamaicans, have a connection to Ghana as far as lineage is concerned. My father always told me that. When I came here and confirmed it several times over officially, I was like, this makes it more appealing. It's a very peaceful place. The roads, I'm not driving on the other side. I like that. That wasn't a factor, but I like that. And I said, okay, one day I'm going to come back, get some land. And 2 days before we left, I found it. We made the deal. Months later, the house was sold. We had to wait for COVID to be over before we could leave. And yes, it has been, on some levels, a struggle. Really a shifting. When you're watching TV as a kid on a couch that's supposed to seat maybe 3 people, but your kids, so it's 7 of y'all, you got narrow little butts, and one gets up to go to the bathroom. And when you come back, their butt's spread, and someone's like, man, let me get back in here. Let me get a little wiggle room here and get my butt back into place. And so now it's tight, but they relax and everybody spreads out. So now I had to learn a new culture. Trying to learn certain words in a new language, which I haven't had a chance to focus on. But do I miss America? No, I don't. I miss the people, but I don't miss the system. Because now I can get up, and there is a financial aspect to it. I'm not going to sit here and just tell you it's the ancestors. I'm not going to do that. That romanticism is there and it's real, and I feel it. I do. I'm not going to lie. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I have a roots moment. I come back and I kiss the ground. I symbolically have done that several times. But it's hustle and bustle over here too, if you're not right in your pocket. So don't come here thinking I'm going to get a job. Don't do that. Don't do that. So with what you have, what you brought, and what you sold to get here, you can carve out your own peace of mind. It's a beautiful thing. I'm like the animals. The animals don't even acknowledge that it's Monday morning or Sunday morning or Saturday night or whatever they do. They get up and it's just another day. And they have their rhythm. They depend on nature that's there free for them. Like I just had a papaya tree fall the other day with a really bad storm, and was kind of top heavy, weighted down with a lot of papaya. We knocked it down and chopped it down. We had about 30 papayas over there. Giving papayas away. I got more trees back there. I didn't have to go to a store or Whole Foods to get them papayas and have them imported from somewhere else, fertilized with atrazine to make me, to effeminize me. I didn't have to pay for what's free. See? And then when you're in that hustle and bustle, where you're in a place where people that appear to be successful in front of you, behind closed doors, are shooting up drugs, behind closed doors, they got a pistol to their head, but they don't have the guts to pull the trigger. That is not living. Perpetual loneliness is not living. The concrete jungle that I've mastered so well, because if you put me back in there, it would be like a duck to water. You put me back in New York, I know how to ride the trains, I know what the buildings are, I know they built new structures, but the streets is basically the same. I lived so long there. Even though I spent 19 years out of New York City, that's my base. Like the birds who fly south in the wintertime from up north, I know it there. I can fly there and get along and know the deal. I know how to pinch pennies, I know how to work hard, but why? For what? Well, I gotta get that Rolls Royce one day and then I'll be happy. Nah, things don't make me happy. But what I've built, Mr. Scurv and I could not have in America. It's not just about a house. Beautiful homes out there. But you gotta leave it to go pay? I'm tired of that, because it's a treadmill that never ends. This is the job that never ends. The only way it will end is when you dead, and somebody else will take it and start the cycle again. No, I'm getting off that merry-go-round. As much as a child loves to go to the amusement park, there comes a time, like if you don't cut it short and say, okay, let's go home now. No, mommy, I want to stay. No, make up in your mind as a parent or parents, you're going to stay until you drop. Imagine there was a 24-hour amusement park. You're going to go early, you're going to get on all the rides, you're going to eat all the cotton candy and popcorn and hamburgers, whatever, until you in the bathroom more than anything else. But we're going to go until you drop. See? So that hot chick don't really do it for me anymore. And I thought to myself as a mature man, I said, I was with that chick, that woman. I hate to say it, chick like disrespectful. She was a woman too. But I didn't see what I didn't have. See, Africa, Alkebula, Ghana, gives me something, a whole lot of something that I never had there. I wake up when I want. People say, well, you can wake up when you want over here too. Sure. But I can walk out. I'm in the mountains, breathing mountain air. I'm off the grid. Again, I still have a foot or a toe in the system. It's things I got to take care of, but I'm working toward getting out of it. You see, for most of us, if we have the luxury of what they call a deathbed, depending on your mindset, you feel a sense of dread. Oh God, I'm gonna die. Listen, it wasn't like that with me and my transitions to this place, because I knew what I was leaving behind. I love life. If somebody tries to take my life now, I'm gonna fight like heck to maintain it. Even the smallest roach or lizard, you run after it. Oh no, you're not killing me. But it's time to go, and you know it's time for a transition. You accept it. So it's not about what I left behind, because I still have that. Time, the artificial construct, is perpetual. All those good memories you had, we start talking some crazy Lance talk right now. They're still there. The people that you loved, you shouldn't say loved, you should say love. It's present, because wherever their essence is, they may not have a brain to hold memory, but you are connected. The love is still there. We just don't see it, because your bodies are gone to ashes. Eventually, if you embalm them, they're going to turn to ashes. Or if you burn them, they're going to turn to ashes. I don't know if I can feel that thing after. They say 9 days after you transition, there's certain things, you're not all the way gone yet. I don't know. Just bury me. Go to Home Depot, get some plywood, hammer it. Have all my close people make me a coffin, put it in the ground like that. Don't embalm me. Put me deep. Let the bugs get me. I'm giving back to the bugs. Plant a tree over me so I can feed, my body can feed the tree. They do that. Every time you see the tree, look at the tree. Cycle of life. So when I have the luxury of a transition bed, if I do have that, because not to get gory, some of us have accidents or walking down the street, a heart attack, whatever it may be, wherever I am, I don't want it to be painful, but the bottom line is I want it to be something where I'm aware, hey, this is transition time. I need to accept this because I want to. The same way when I left, I knew there was more. So we have everything we ever had before as far as our memories and friendships and loved ones. Nothing ever remains the same. But it will be stagnant. It will hurt you if you remain where you are. You do not have to leave the country. Let me get that straight. This was my decision and my desire. Right? I'm not here to tell you, oh, it's bad over there. And look, you know it's bad over there. But if you derive satisfaction and pleasure and you're in a good place, right? We all grow out of our shoes, right? As long as you're happy from within. But I found mine. And it doesn't mean that I don't have discomfort here. It doesn't mean that I don't have uncomfortable moments or little things, whatever happens. Sure, that's part of it. Every little toddler, every little baby that's crawling wants to walk, but he's going to have to get them knees banged up. He may fall on his face and bust his lip and he's crying, but that doesn't diminish his desire to walk. And right now, I feel as though I'm on that crowded 3-lane highway in the slow lane and took a chance by going into the fast lane. And it took me miles down and I cut back over when it stopped. Now I'm in the middle lane, glad I made that decision. But do I miss America like that? No, I have a new love. And it's not just about the land here. Everything is agreeable to me. I don't have any mortgage. Folks know that. I'm still building. The trees, the peace, the ability to walk out at any time of day or night. And you see somebody on the dark road ahead of you, you're not scared. Not that I was scared in New York or Orlando, Florida. And I'd have to ball up my fist and say, okay, if this sucker makes a wrong move, he's going to be picking up his teeth like chiclets. Remember chiclets? I don't know if they still have chiclets with candle gum. Bloody chiclets. But I'm not here to fuel the dreams of that man who owns the company who is on his yacht. No. You know, I just spotted a tree across the street. Flowers is that? It's like fruit. What kind of fruit is that? They got berries in my yard. I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's so sweet. They don't have it in America. There's certain things that's indigenous to this place. But this right here, 0 latitude and 0 longitude, is the richest. I went in the backyard and urinated. I ain't gonna lie. I can do that. It's my yard, right? Came back to that same spot 2 weeks later. There was a tree that looked like me. I'm like, man, this soil is rich. Do I miss America? No, I don't. I have enough memory file. Listen, I am an American. I'm a born American. I'm not denouncing that. I'm not like somebody who wants to be transracial. I'm going to cut off what makes me American, and all of a sudden, and I am an African, right? In my soul, right? It doesn't make me any less. You can have dual spiritual citizenship, if you know what I mean. You can ask me. People ask me. People call me from New York City. Hey, Lance, man, how do I get over there to that place in Manhattan you took me to back in 1988? I'm like, man, you out there in the city all this time? I was in America and gone for 19 years, living in Florida, and you're there. Don't you got a smartphone? Yeah. Don't you got GPS and a map? Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna tell you how to get there this time, but listen, show some initiative, show a desire to grow. I remember one time I gave directions and I told the person where to go to get to this spot, right? That was the spot. Well, I think it was a gym. And I told him, across the street, you're going to see a dude with army fatigue pants and another one with a black shirt with white letters that say security. They're going to be on the corner over there drinking. And I was joking because that's the way it was. But except they had white beards. I'm like, oh man, they're there. But ignorance is bliss. I'm not here to convince anybody to get out of their illusion. But understand, we're not put here to be stagnant. We're not put here to stay in one spot. Even if you stay in one spot, in one city, in one house, never change. As long as you have the ability to grow from within, to know yourself, to have fun with yourself, to wake up and say, I don't know what I'm going to do today, but let's get ready because we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. I don't know, even when you have plans of what you're going to do, be flexible. I know I'm going to get a whole lot done if there's nothing to stop me. No fear of getting shot. No fear of, I got to ask this man for a week vacation so I can get this done. Unbelievable. I don't miss the system that sucks your life. Huh? Who wants that? But now I know myself more than I ever have. It's like I'm a child again with adult brains. See, when you're a child and your parents or your parent or who raised you, grandmother, whoever, they're not telling you about a mortgage when you're 7 years old. They might start to teach you about these things. I knew about it, but they're not beating you down. You better go outside in the front yard and sell lemonade for 5 cents a cup so we can make this mortgage. You know what I mean? Children don't have those things put on them. But when are we going to have a time, not only where we can get away from the financial stresses, but for me on a blue collar level, because I was never some wealthy man, but I knew how to pinch my pennies. It was never a problem for me. But the bottom line is, can you live free again? Can you live free? And it's not just a financial situation. Because I was in a deep conversation with Mrs. Scurv the other day, and she was speaking about this guy she knew that had a job. He did bare minimum, but he was happy about this new job he was getting. And he was speaking about the benefits and I told her, I said, listen, the way he was talking, all he's going to do is expand his life as far as getting a better car. Doesn't mean it's better. They both take you both places, right? Same place. He's going to get maybe a bigger apartment, and then he's going to walk around just as broke as he ever was. And not focus on owning something you can pass down is done being paid for. Now when I come to New York or visit or any other part, because the next phase for me is to travel the world, if the world is safe. There's certain places I'm not going. If it's targeted with a nuclear bomb, I ain't going. So right now, I'm holding still. I'm not even coming to America. But do I miss it? No. I miss the people. But what I do love is what I've found inside myself. That person who was trapped inside of me. Lance, let me out. Lance, I want to hang out with you. No, listen, I'm not schizophrenic or anything. I'm not. Don't call me Sybil, the male version of Sybil who had 16 personalities. No, I have different sides of my personality. But I do not have sides of the same personality, but not 16 separate ones. Although some may beg to differ. You see what I mean? But that little boy inside, I want to have fun. When I was younger, or when I was thinking, I wanted to be an adult so fast. I wanted to have the car and this and that. But really and truly to be free. And I've become that again. Every day is enthusiastic for me. Every day is a wonderment for me. I don't care about time. I have no clocks hanging in my house. The only timepiece I have is on my cell phone. I look at the sun. Oh, the sun is over there. Okay, it must be around 11:35. And you know what? I've gotten good with that. Look at the sun. I can tell you the time within 5 minutes. Even when I wake up, I know what time it is. Even though time is an artificial construct, time is like the beat at the discotheque or the club that you dance to, and you synchronize your body movements with the other person standing in front of you that you're dancing with, so you know you got to be at that job at 9 o'clock. You see what I mean? But it's just a beat. But it's an external beat. What about the internal beat of what you're all about on the inside? How about that? I couldn't hear my internal beat in America. I love the people. I love those places that we would congregate, even if it was on my front steps growing up, even if it was taking a walk through Manhattan. I got some permanent footprints in Manhattan. I would sometimes, my dear friend Kevin Clark, I know he's sleeping right now, and he gave me permission to use his name, right? and other friends, because we have a whole circle of friends, there's like 10 of us. We all know each other, we all talk to each other almost every day, right? Even Joe Neckbone and Angelo, right? I speak to Angelo all the time. I haven't spoken to Joe Neckbone, I know he's busy. We're going to talk in a little while. But the bottom line is, like, that connection. Being able to connect with yourself where you feel like that little boy who's free now again. You're not thinking about this. You're not thinking about that. Because I got so many memories of growing up. It's so rich. I've been promising about writing the book. I got a few more months. I was supposed to do it this year. I don't procrastinate. I got jumped up. I didn't know I was going to be on this live this morning. I did not know. My dear sister sent me some photographs, videos of Hollywood, the nightlife. I was like, wow. Something hit me. I had to go live. Xavier B, welcome on in. But the reason, again, like I said, I have not been doing regular shows at a regular time. I've been putting in the work. And you know what? It's effortless. It's when you get that feeling. A married couple or boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever you are, you don't say, well, every night at 9 o'clock, we're going to make love. I'm not going to just make it lewd. So you're sitting there naked. You're both looking at your watches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go. No. It flows. Sometimes you don't do it. Sometimes you do. You don't know when you're going to go to the bathroom in the daytime. You just know you have to go. You have to go. You don't know when you're going to eat exactly. Yeah, if you're on a certain regimen of fitness, and if not, you still know how to. You're not going to sit here and eat a big bowl of pasta and go to bed. You'll be wrecked up. You're not going to go on a drinking binge, which that's not nutrition. Right before you go to work. I know people who went to work drunk. In corrections, they had posts that were so remote they could just sit back and damn near sleep. They party all night and drunk, and the supervisor who was cool with them knew that. That's another story. That supervisor knew that employee, that officer knew about his 3 affairs with those other women behind his wife's back, so he's not going to cross him at all. Go ahead and go to sleep. It's no problem. Just don't tell my business. But yes, physically, I sleep better. I don't hear anything up here except the animals. For the longest time, there was this one animal who used to make this noise. Terrified me. What the heck is that? To me, I thought it was like an 8-foot dragon or something. I flew inside the house. I would never go in my backyard at night. It's kind of big and it's dark. We're going to have lights run back there, but not now. Until then, I ain't going. Because that's when the freaks come out at night. The snakes come out at night. We don't want to bother with that. But I found out what that animal was. And although it sounded so fearsome, and you hear it several times a night, maybe like 5 different directions. And for the life of me, I would ask people, I recorded it. Do you know what this is? Oh, I don't know what it is. Until one guy that helps me with the yard, I give you a shout out, Brother Eric. Brother Eric and his beautiful wife and son, they come and help me out here. And so I asked him, I said, what is it? He told me. It's a small little animal that's bigger than a rat and smaller than a cat. I said, something that small? He said, yeah. And you know why it does that? It's because it's afraid and it's frightened, it's scared of the other animals out there that can do it harm. I said, well, where does it go in the daytime? It goes up in the trees and it looks down at you when it's not sleeping. It sleeps up in the trees, and sometimes you're walking and it looks down at you and it's scared of you too. When it comes down to eat the vegetation and stuff, it makes this blood-curdling scream, and you don't want to be around it, and all the other animals run away, not knowing that that very thing is scared of the other animals, right? And how many of us are in that position in America, trying to justify? This is, look, you got it going on over there. You got it going on. I know people on many different financial levels who don't make money, who make a little money to make ends meet, who make good money, and still jobs don't come as fast if you're a freelancer. We all have our dilemmas. We all have things we can improve. But to be tied down to that, that's impetus for me leaving. But for me to be able to explore my inner verse, I was going to say inner universe, but that's what it is. I call it inner verse. I'm sitting here behind the wheel of the bus, and I handled that well, because I would tell myself, well, I'm paid to drive around. I just have to be in certain places at certain times to pick people up. So it was a hangout for me, actually. I promoted myself in what I do. I had a lot of wonderful people that I still talk to this day. And rest in peace and rest in power, Brother Craig Daniels, who recently transitioned. He was the supervisor of my job. And I wish I could make it to pay my respects, but I'm going to write something for him. From my point of view, the Right Shooter family would really appreciate. This guy was exemplary. This guy, he wasn't appreciated being a supervisor at a bus company. This is a person who he was slow to anger, full of wisdom, understood, good with people, a gentleman. I'm saying this seriously, not because he transitioned, because I would tell him this to his face. Why is it that way? Why is it that the pricks get to live long lives? Why is it that the people who are jacked up and jealous and steal from you and don't want to see you do good? I don't understand it. This brother was 3 years younger than me. You know I'm taking care of myself. Not that he didn't, because he guy was in great shape. If the family doesn't want to disclose how, that's no problem still. So just like when a person loses their eyesight, their hearing gets better. You lose your hearing, the eyesight gets better. Understand? So me connected to Brother Craig, I haven't spoke to him in a long time. It's like that sometimes. And it doesn't mean we're not connected. Something in me got stronger, because when he transitions, he leaves something behind and takes his wisdom with him. So now other batons have been passed on to me. And what you have to realize is that many batons have been passed on to you in the relay race of life. That's a responsibility. And sometimes we feel run down. Sometimes moving will do us better. Sometimes that's where we have to be to make us appreciate the time when things will be sweeter. Because the sweetness is coming. It doesn't stay sour forever. But I have my own personal saying, and I have it on a t-shirt. Although I had the other saying on the t-shirt. I gotta make this one today. I'm gonna put this one in the link with this one on Lancescurv.com. It's necessary to taste sour in order to appreciate what's sweet. If everything was sweet, you would take it for granted. You need the sour. That's the beauty of lemonade. Sour, sweet, sour, sweet, sour, sweet. You taste this. It messes with your sense of taste. Like, okay, sour, okay, but sweet. You need that contrast. You're not going to sit here. Well, I'm going to drink some soda and eat a sweet cake. You usually drink milk for those who use dairy. Even if it's almond milk or whatever, oat milk or whatever. You need the balance. That's the thing about America for me. It had me out of balance. I know myself, but I didn't have a chance to take my time, have those conversations with myself. I didn't have the time to wake up in the morning and say, okay, creator, What should I do? This is what I want to do. Let me open my mind in prayer and say, okay, what is it that I should do? And I didn't hear a physical audio or physical voice, but it's a still, quiet voice that guides you. You see, you know what? That's the best way. Wow. Do you know what? It's you know. Oh, welcome, fellow fellow. Welcome on in. If I'm saying it right, I know the T is probably silent. Glad to see you back again. We've been on for 56 minutes. You know what? I'm going to wrap this down. I'm not wrapping it down. Look, I don't want to make you feel like that person who showed up to the party. You hear the music, but everybody got their coat on, their little plate of food on a plastic plate with aluminum foil. You're like, wait a second. There's always two drunk people still dancing, right? They ain't never going to leave. They're going to stay there for the next 3 days. But no, I'm going to keep this under an hour so I can distribute this completely on different platforms. And yes, I'm going to do this impromptu every day. I just didn't make a banner because I got right up out the bed and said, after the visual stimulation of the videos that my dear sister sent me, that I just want to go live. And she asked me, do you miss America? And it's because of her asking me that question. Didn't even wipe the stuff out the corner of my eye. No, I don't have to have that. I eat pretty clean. I just had to say that. So you know what? It's time for me to go live after this. Hence this particular banner, because you know I take pride in the banners that I make. Yes. South Africa, yes. I'm in Ghana. I'll be there soon. I'm not saying soon like in a couple weeks, but I'm gonna finish and get certain things done within the next year. And God willing, Creator willing, I want to travel to other countries here in the motherland. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I don't miss America. I miss the people. I don't miss the system. I don't miss the racism. I don't miss the crime. I don't miss the ability to not rest. I just don't miss that madness. And I realize that's what it is. Like when you take that knapsack off you that was so heavy when you're walking in from school, and it was so heavy full of books on a Friday because you got to study for the test on Monday. You take it off and say, whoo, that was heavy. But you got to take it off to know that's what it was. And now that I'm out of America, my energy levels are higher. My libido is stronger. I can run faster, jump higher like PF flyers. Now, if you know about PF flyers, the sneakers, you telling on yourself as far as age is concerned. You know, if you don't know about that, Google it. You'll see some old commercials that way. But it's been beautiful. I loved it. I'm going to come back later impromptu. I'm addicted to this. The reason why I haven't been doing regular shows is because I'm doing some serious work in the house. I've had to move my equipment here and there, and other good things are coming too. We're going to flow. I'm going to be here with you every day. Go to Lancescurv.com and make sure to subscribe. Put your email address in the proper area there. Okay? All the articles, I'm going to write probably 2 articles a day. We're going to make it pop, and we're going to have it that way. So I got to get out of here now to keep it down to or under that minute, and I'm under that hour, and it's just been enjoyable. Thank you all so much. Much love to you all. Take care. Lancescurv out. Peace.